What's going on, guys? siimssyy here, and today I'm bringing you my Blackout Beta review. I don't know about any of you guys, but I have seriously experienced withdrawal symptoms from Blackout today. I've never felt more bored in my life playing Call of Duty, especially Black Ops 3. Like, I've done that a lot for the past few months since my PS3 broke, but god damn, it was just awful. I could only play it for like a couple of hours at a time, and then went on Dead by Daylight for a bit, and then back on Black Ops 3, and it just sucked. Like, I didn't want to play it. All I've wanted to play it all day is Blackout, and to be honest, that completely sums up just how good the Blackout Beta was. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching the streams. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching Blackout. I hope you guys have enjoyed the hype that's come back to Call of Duty. Blackout was my very first Battle Royale game mode. I've never played Fortnite, H1Z1, PUBG, none of it. So this was completely fresh. Now, obviously, I've played a lot of Call of Duty in my time, and I don't want you to think that that makes my opinion biased, just because Battle Royale, I wasn't keen on the idea of it, to be honest, until they released the trailer. Like, the trailer made it look so good. I was still skeptical, because Call of Duty's trailers are, to say the least, they've always made the games look better than they are. I mean, I would say COD Ghost was kind of a prime example of that. Trailer was wonderful. Made it look incredible, but the final result, it was okay. Like, it was a good game to an extent, but everybody kind of has their own opinions of that game, which we won't go into. But yeah, I just wasn't expecting it to, the end result, to end up just as good as it was. I don't think the game plays like the trailer made it seem, but it was still so good and so fun. It ran pretty smoothly as well. It was just everything that I expected and more, and that's a really good thing. So a couple of things to run through first. I'm going to go through very quickly the only few negatives that I can think of for Blackout that I hope they iron out before the full release of the game, and then I'll give you like all the things that I like, give it sort of a rating out of 10.
I'm literally running across
the roof with the channel when it comes out on October the 12th, and what's going to happen in the meantime. So the first couple of negative things that I'll say towards the game that I hope they fix, they're only small things. The first thing that, my god, was irritating was when you down somebody, the fact that you can punch somebody and one punch them and they die, but yet you could down somebody and shoot 2 more Paladin or Koshka sniper bullets into them and them still not be dead is a joke. Like, that needs to be fixed instantly. I hope they get rid of that, because a punch is not harder than a 50 caliber or just any sniper bullet, just a bullet in general. Even Anthony Joshua is not going to punch somebody as hard as a freaking bullet. Like, that needs to change. But yeah, small thing. The other things are, I personally would opt with removing level 2 and level 3 armor, maybe. I can see arguments for keeping it in, maybe nerfing it a little bit, just because it's good to find that rare loot. It gives you that kind of invincible feeling when you're playing. It does bring more entertainment, I think, but personally, I would rather just see it go and just go with level 1 armor. Maybe make that slightly rarer to find, so not everybody's got it. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments about the armor, but I think there's something that needs to be changed about the armor, whether it's a nerf or whether it's just removing level 2 and level 3, or even just level 3 and just level 1 and level 2. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. But yeah, the armor's too strong. Running in on 2 or 3 people, and then there's that one guy with level 3, chances are you're going to die. Don't get me wrong, you can kill people with the armor. I'm not sitting here and saying that it is like ridiculous, you can't kill them, because you can, but it is frustrating when you die to somebody that you've put 1,000 bullets into and they turn around and kill you in about 2 seconds. That is irritating. Another thing that, again, is one of those things that if you use it, you're going to be happy that you've got it, but realistically you feel like a bit of a douchebag for using, besides the armor, is the 9-bangs. Don't get me wrong, I will happily sit there and use a 9-bang whilst it's there. I'm not going to turn down something that's overpowered just because it's a douchebag thing to do, because it's in the game. Like, why would you not use it? Realistically, they should just get rid of the 9-bangs and just stick with the concussions. The 9-bangs are so overpowered. Like, it stops your movement, it stops where you're looking, everything. You just can't do anything. If you're 9-banged, you will die. Like, unless you've somehow managed to slinky out of a situation, you're gonna die. So yeah, the only other thing that I could think of changing really is maybe the loot system. I don't think the loot system works as well as they would want it to. I don't think it should drop in a backpack at all. You have to sit there, scroll through. Like, I had trouble sometimes reloading when I was trying to, like, if I had somebody coming round towards me when I'm looting, I might accidentally try and open the backpack instead of reloading, or like vice versa. You know what I'm trying to say? It can be difficult. Also, the scrolling system doesn't really work very well going through the backpack. Personally, I think they should just remove the backpack and just let the loot drop to the floor. That would be the easiest thing to do. And then go from there, and maybe remove the holding down the square button, or if you're on PS4, to
it's got trauma
pick stuff up. I don't think you need to hold it down. You should just be able to tap it. That would just make things way easier. Besides that, I can't really think of any negative things, and all of those are relatively simple fixes as far as I know. I don't think it would take them too much effort to change. There's nothing particularly that bad. On to the positives of the game. First of all, I can't believe how smoothly it ran. Don't get me wrong, I had a couple of blue screens. I'm sure a couple of you guys did if you were playing on PlayStation. That did happen. I'm not expecting that would happen too much on the game's full release. I sure hope it doesn't anyway. Besides that, the servers were pretty good, in fairness. The game ran pretty damn smoothly for a game, especially when they upped it to 88 and then to 100 as well. I didn't really see any difference in the actual connection.
He's going to have to sprint
as well. That's a really good sign. When it went up to 100, that was a really good amount of people. The map's quite big anyway. I thought it made it pretty fun, having that sort of amount of people. It didn't feel that much different having 88 to 100, to be honest. And that sort of extra amount of people just gives you more people to kill, which is nice. Just gives you more things to do, more entertainment, more squads to kill. And actually thinking about it, whilst we're on the subject of squads, the only other extra thing just on the top of my mind that's just come to me is maybe it'd be pretty cool if they added something like a squad kill counter.
Nice.
It's quite cool that you can see your own kill counter at the top right. Everybody in the stream or anybody watching
where are those
see what kill counter you're on. I think it'd be pretty cool if they added like a little squad counter, or maybe even a leaderboard system into the Blackout game mode, just so you could see how everybody else is doing, whether that's your squad, or maybe if they could put that in so you can see how everyone's doing, see who's doing well, see who's not. That's always fun. I always like that feature in Call of Duty, so maybe that would be something they could add in as well. Just as a side note, that's not a bad thing. If they didn't add it in, I wouldn't be bothered, but it's just a little extra caveat that maybe they'll put in at some point and just keep everything fun. Other positives, besides it running smoothly, is that I just found it really entertaining, to be honest. Like the game mode itself is, as I said, it's completely new to me.
They're going to be over there, aren't they?
This excited for a game to come out since I was way younger. Back when Modern Warfare 2 came out, back when World at War came out, all of those games and the sort of nostalgia that I had from them was unreal. Thinking back to how excited I was as a school child.
There's one more guy there.
Even now, 23 years old, sad as it is,
where is this guy, bro?
For a Call of Duty game to come out. I just woke up wanting to play it. I liked watching people's videos on it. It was just a fun game to play. The atmosphere.
Surely
he's
in the storm. He has to be in here, otherwise he's just dying slowly.
Communities become. Not everybody sat there expecting you to be scump, which seems to be the way that multiplayer's gone. Everybody expects any person to be as good as Octo Scumpy, and it's just like it's made a lot of it pretty toxic.
He's just gonna make me draw.
I don't know. What are you guys thinking realistically when it comes to?
Dude, where is this guy?
Blackout. What are you guys going to be doing? Before the Blackout Beta came out, I was going to be doing leaderboard.
This guy's going to make me draw.
And trying to get to number one, or trying to get right up there in the leaderboards as high as I can. Obviously, as a solo player, it might be kind of hard, but I want to see how far I can get. Now I'm kind of stuck in two minds. Do I play the Blackout Beta from release?
I don't get where this kid is.
Multiplayer and still grind it out. What do I do? What are you guys going to be doing? Let me know again in the comments as well. I just don't know. Literally, it's left
nice. Yes, boys, let's go.
Situation because it just.
I saw his level 3 armor and I just shat myself.
Sit and play it. Once you've started,
let's go.
You don't want to stop. The map itself, I think they'll probably add a little bit more to it on full release. There'll probably be a couple more places to go, different loot spots. But I think in general, the layout of the beta map was pretty good. I liked the jumping out the helicopter. I thought it was pretty decent and quick to get to certain spaces. They might have reduced and made it slightly harder to get to all of the places in the map, but it's still pretty okay. It's still pretty good. But yeah, I think the map itself seemed pretty decent. The layout itself is pretty good, as I said. The vehicles on the map, I thought they did that perfectly. None of the vehicles are overpowered. You can shoot down the helicopters pretty comfortably. the being on a quad bike or in a truck, I wouldn't say that's particularly OP. It's not like they've got mounted machine guns on it or they make it really easy to shoot from. When you're moving, I think they've done that quite well. It's pretty difficult to shoot from. It's not impossible by any means, but it's not easy to kill people from a vehicle, so I'm happy about that. There's loads of cool spots that you can get to in the map as well. You can get on loads of different rooftops. You can use the grapple gun to get into certain situations which you might not have done before, especially on old maps. Like, you think about how many different places there are from other Call of Duty maps that you can explore. Like when you drop into estates on this and you're in the map Raid and you can now climb on top of the roof. Sometimes I'm sat there forgetting that it's not actually Raid and there's people running around the side of me, or there's people up above me, but it just gives that kind of wow moment and it gives you that excitement of knowing that you can get into all of these spots now. Almost gives you the sort of feeling. I was never any good at glitches, don't get me wrong, and I didn't like people who would cheat, but it kind of gives you that feeling that, oh, I managed to get to the top of the roof. It gives you that kind of euphoria of when you were playing all these maps before, which I just loved. So yeah, I think they did the map and the vehicles, I think they did that really, really well. Plus the wingsuit, that you can also jump from random spots in the map. Like I'm thinking about maybe Hydra Dam, how you could be at the top of the Hydra Dam, for instance, and just jump off the top, land down right into the bottom and just find a new gunfight that way. That's pretty exciting as well. The moving around the map side of things is pretty good. And now that they've made it a little bit more tricky with the health situation with the storm, it pushes you into a lot more gunfights than maybe it did at the start of the beta, which was definitely a good move, I think. Until you're stuck in the storm, it's a good move anyway. But yeah, they did that side of things really, really well. Another thing they've done well, which thinking about it has prompted me another little minor negative. Another thing they've done well is actually the gun sounds. I like that you can hear gunfights. When you think about how big the map is, I like that you can hear different gunfights around the map, which gives you a sense of where the action is. Because there's two different types of players or two different types of ways that you can play the game. I've played it in both different ways, where you can kind of either camp it out, try and get really good loot, move around. You're not necessarily going for loads of kills, but you are getting a good loot and navigating the map around maybe a little bit more slowly. Or you could go a lot more aggressive, try and get a load of kills and have a really fast-paced game. I like how that's sort of worked out, especially with the gun sound. The little minor negative that I just thought of was the footsteps. I think the footsteps are a bit out of whack with the audio for the footsteps. It's kind of hard to tell where people are from where they're running. I mean, I've got a headset. It's not the best headset in the world, but I've got a headset and it did seem a lot more difficult than maybe it should be to hear where people are. But besides that, I really honestly can't think of anything else. I just thought the beta was a really good time. We've now got so long. What is it? October the 12th. Well, that's about 25 days, isn't it? About 25 days roughly. Between now and the full release of the game, and I have absolutely no idea what to play. I've played so much Black Ops 3 and I've kind of rinsed that, and considering how much fun I had on Blackout, I don't think I can play Black Ops 3 for 25 days. So if any of you guys have got any suggestions of what I should play, I would love that. I'd love to know what you guys want to see me play. If there's anything different, please don't say Fortnite. I swear to God I'm not playing Fortnite. Don't even bother mentioning it. Well, you can if you think you're being a funny troll. I'm not going to play Fortnite. It's just not going to happen. If there's anything that you guys want to see, then yeah, let me know. I'd be keen to see what your thoughts are, and just kind of go from there, really. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. The background gameplay, I know it wasn't like a really high kill game, especially this second game. It was just a couple of little victories. So yeah, I'll leave you guys with the rest of the gameplay. Let me know what your thoughts were on the beta, what you're going to be doing in the game, and anything that you'd like to see changed or what you thought was good. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Laters, gang.
It's down the bottom, down the bottom, down the bottom, down the bottom, below the cliff face, below the cliff face.
Net call. Major instability detected. Safe zone evac orders are in effect.
Kill 2.
Shit, we got, oh shit. I literally did nothing there, I couldn't see them. Right, 2v2. I see one. Again.
It's nothing worthwhile in the loot, really.
2.5 behind the tree. In. Couple more times this way.
Okay, I see him.
Get to safety.
Oh shit, one of them's got a sniper. Oh, it's just those two, that's it. It's just those two, then we win.
The armors are gone.
It's just those two, then we win. They're gonna get trapped as well.
Yeah, down one, down one.
Go for the other guy.
The other one's so weak. The other one is so weak. He's behind the rock. He is so weak.
He's dead. Gotta be dead. Dude, that's the worst. There we go, nice.
That's good.